been able to really call it a contest with bleachers and a great field. So today, after a lot of hard work by the Classical Alumni Association and great sponsors such as Ullucci Sports Medicine and our rugby sponsor, of course, Lawrence L. Magno, and the rugby program that's been a great companion that we've started a couple of years now. We have a small dedication that we'd like to get underway and a few speakers that'll take a few minutes, if you'll indulge us, just to give you a little history of what's going on. I'd like to bring up first, and then he'll introduce Anthony Vocio, and then Anthony Vocio will introduce Lawrence El Magno, and Lawrence will hand it over to our principal. But up first would be a chairman of our Hall of Fame committee, representing our golf committee as well, who raised these last 2 years close to $20,000. Mr. Stephen Hickey, class of '68, and he won't let you forget the undefeated, untied football team that he's a part of.
Thank you, Coach. Welcome all of you to Classical's new home field. I will tell you that the years I was at Classical, we did not play one game here. We played every game at the Conley Stadium. I just want to say hi, and I want to thank everybody who's helped us over the last year, last couple of years, to raise the money to the golf tournament, and those who worked very hard in introducing and inducting the Hall of Fame members this year to Classical's Hall of Fame, including 2 undefeated teams from the 50s. Thank you again for all your support, and of course, best of luck to the team today. And I'd like to introduce Anthony Vocio, who is actually the chairman of the selection committee for those athletes who make it to the Hall of Fame. Anthony? Thank you, Steve. Welcome everyone here today for the Classical Homecoming. My words is just words of thanks. The golf tournament that we run each year is a welcome get-together for many of the alumni. We've been fortunate in that we've been able to raise roughly $9,000 to $10,000 each year to make the contribution back to the school for athletics so that we can have stands like you're sitting in. And it was a great partnership between the golf tournament proceeds and the sponsorships from the rugby and Ullucci to make these stands happen. Hopefully this is phase 1 of many more projects to make this the home field for Classical High School. Conversations with Principal Barr, I think he sold on the idea of making a little hospitality center and a corporate box up above so you can have a little food to go along with watching your game. Right, Principal Barr? Did I get a nod on that? That's phase 2. So right now I'd like to turn the mic over. Thank you all for attending today, and I believe Athletics Director Palazzo wants to step in and say a few words. Just bringing up Lawrence El Magno, the rugby program. His contribution, his end, was $10,000, which was monstrous. In this economy, in these days and time, it's so amazing to be able to have community sponsors such as this. So without further ado, Lawrence El Magno, again representing Ullucci Sports in the rugby program.
Thanks, Bobby. Paul sends his regrets that he can't be here today. It's his 20th wedding anniversary. So, but Paul and I, we formed a partnership 2 years back when I started the Rhode Island Rebellion. Bobby Palazzo in Classical High School was instrumental in getting the Rhode Island Rebellion Rugby League team up and going. In that we formed the team in January, and then we were 2 months before the season started and we were still without a field. I went up to Bobby, was introduced to Bobby through my mom, and Bobby came to us and he said, yeah, definitely we can help you out over the summer and provide you guys with a field. So you know, when I was in a time of need, Bobby stepped up, helped us out. And it's only my pleasure to be able to repay the deed when Classical High School was in need and we were able to help deliver these stands, because we consider ourselves part of Classical High School, and the Rhode Island Rebellion feel as though there's just one step in the right direction to eventually, maybe not this spring, but the next spring, have a high school rugby league team going on. And the great thing is, we're both the color purple, so thank you.
Thank you, Lawrence. Listen, he doesn't get it that easy. That's his style. Very quiet, very backgroundish. But Mr. Barr, nothing happens without this gentleman's approval. And it's not easy to marry all this stuff together. And you know, Mr. Barr was our head volleyball coach before he was principal, and you know, that goes without saying where his blood lies. You know, and he's an athlete. True and true. His dad's our assistant coach on the football team. And I can't say enough and thank him enough for allowing all of this to be able to happen on his watch. So our principal, Scott Barr.
Thank you very much. I just want to thank all of our community partners. Oh, thank you for that. Rhode Island Rugby, couldn't have done it without them. Lawrence L. Magno, Ullucci, Dr. Ullucci Sports, the Hall of Fame Committee, and of course our Rhode Alumni Association. The thing about being principal is you have to bring different community partners together, and you can make things like beautiful bleachers happen. Who would have thought just 5 years ago we would have had a turf field that is equitable to Gillette Stadium, state-of-the-art bleachers, and we're certainly not done yet. We're going to hopefully have more bleachers added over there, and of course our major goal is to light the facility. So we have field hockey and soccer, and then we have double headers through the fall with football, or even more JV and soccer, JV sports, and so on. So I want to thank once again all of our community partners, and of course Bobby Palazzo. And finally, we have somewhere to sit. Oh my God! We used to ask people to come to our games, and you couldn't sit, but now you can see. If you notice, a football player wasn't on the design of this, to raise it up 36 or 38 inches, so you'll always see above the helmet line, so chalk it up to a football player. I also want to thank Megan O'Brien of O'Brien & Sons out of Medfield, Massachusetts. She is responsible for helping us build the bleachers, and she's a great community partner, so if this ends up anywhere, Megan, and you can make your way down, or if this ends up on some site somewhere, I want to thank you from the bottom of our heart. And Megan's going to continue to be our partner through the year and even next year as we continue to add on and to maintain this facility. So grab a hot dog. I want everybody to spend at the concession stand. I got to make my plug. I want you to go to RhodeIslandRugby.com. Rebellion Rugby. RebellionRugby.com, and give them a shout out. They're great partners, and come to their games here. And I also want you to go, if you have a back, Dr. Ullucci, go to him, he'll fix you up. Thanks everybody. Happy homecoming. It's a wonderful idea. Thank you very much.